The discovery of the New World brought about a new chapter in world history, where the Old World would meet the New. This endeavor was led by Spain in their exploration of the unknown, looking to find an alternative trade route to India. They would end up finding ancient civilizations and empires. We will dive into the story of how the Aztec, Maya, and Inca empires collapsed. Make sure to leave a like, turn on notifications, and subscribe for more history. Before the Spanish arrived on the American shores, the Mayan Empire had been around for more than 3,500 years. During its classic period, the Mayan dynasty was founded in 426 by HtA&x. The new king had strong ties with central Patan and Teotihuacan. It was during the classic period that the Mayans flourished. Much like in ancient Greece, the Mayan civilization was a set of city-states. Over time, different city-states emerged, controlling the area around the city. There were alliances and wars, but all traded with each other and shared a common culture. To the northwest of the Mayans, in present-day central Mexico, Montezuma founded the Aztec Empire in 1440, born of the alliance of Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and Tlacopan. Over time, as the empire expanded, Tenochtitlan dominated the alliance and became the capital of the empire. The center of the Aztec civilization was in the Valley of Mexico, a huge, high-elevation basin in the Sierra Madre Mountains. This valley had a mild climate that was good for agriculture, and an abundance of natural resources. In the mountains of present-day Peru, around 1100 AD, the Incas rose and established their capital Cusco. In 1438, the Inca expanded under the ruler Pachacuti, whose son, Tupac Inca, continued the expansion mainly north and south, conquering many different people, including the powerful Chimu. But across the Atlantic, an expedition was about to take place that would change the course of history. After being denied by the English, French, and Italians, Christopher Columbus would ask the Queen of Spain for assistance in exploring an alternative trade route to India. However, Columbus would not find India, but instead would stumble upon the New World. He traveled primarily to the Caribbean, including the Bahamas, Cuba, Santo Domingo, and Jamaica. It was here where he would meet the native peoples. This would bring about numerous voyages where Spain would be a leading trailblazer in sailing the ocean blue to the Americas. Spain sent its conquistadors to uncover the mysteries and possible fortune that the New World had to offer. Landing in modern-day Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Mexico, the Spanish would encounter the ancient Mayan civilization first in the 16th century. Wars and destruction followed the steps of the Spanish, who gradually destroyed the ancient civilizations. Nevertheless, by the time the Spanish arrived, the large Mayan cities were already empty, and the once great civilization was no more. This was likely due to climate change and overpopulation. These are accepted today as possible explanations which made the people leave the large cities. The Spanish were not done there, though. In 1519, Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés arrived in Mexico. The Aztecs treated him as an honored guest, but Cortés took Montezuma as a prisoner, having been more technologically advanced than the Aztecs. It wasn't a fair fight. Cortés was driven from the city, but Montezuma was killed. Cortés's motives are highly debated to this day as to why he attacked the Aztecs. Main reasons are likely the pursuit of wealth, to spread Christianity, and the desire for glory and power. By far, the deadliest weapon to the indigenous people was not gunpowder or swords, but the deadly smallpox virus. And by 1521, the Spanish had conquered the Aztecs. They tore down much of the city of Tenochtitlan and built their own city, which would be called Mexico City. The mighty Aztec and Mayan empires were no more. In a few years' time, the empires would dissipate and be completely wiped off the map. What once stood as great nations with primitive architecture and culture had now succumbed to the mighty Spanish Empire that would go on to colonize and rapidly grow its new colonial state. The Spanish would gradually move south and begin their next move towards the Inca Empire. The Spanish saw the whole of South America as a prosperous domain to greatly benefit the extension and growth of the empire. Much like the rest of the American expeditions, the Spanish were unaware if there were other large empires and civilizations that they would stumbled upon. and there was only one way to find out. The expedition to South America was led by Francisco Pizarro. Voyaging from modern-day Panama down the coast of South America, Pizarro landed in modern-day Peru in 1532, where he stumbled upon the Inca Empire. The empire was already severely weakened by civil war and diseases such as smallpox. Francisco would end up capturing Inca Emperor Atahualpa and hold him for ransom. In the coming years, Atahualpa would be executed, and Pizarro would found the city of Lima, installing his own puppet government for the Incas. Unfortunately for Francisco, this government would end up turning on him, and he would be killed in 1541, prompting the rest of the Spanish stronghold in South America to execute the last of the Inca emperors. This would mark the end of the vast Inca Empire. The Spanish now had unrestricted access to the Americas and began to establish their colonial empires. The Inca Empire, being the largest ancient empire in the Americas, had now officially fallen after ruling for about 100 years. The Incas spent years conquering their neighbors, but would collapse in a fraction of the time it took for the Spanish to wipe the empire off the map. The Spanish would continue to send settlers and conquistadors to the Americas to begin building up their colonial positions, extracting resources and untapped riches that lied within the lands. This forced much of the native peoples to assimilate, flee, or die in the process. The collapse of these ancient empires serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between nature, power struggles, and the consequences of outside influence. Their rich cultures and achievements are a testament to the ingenuity of humankind. The Spanish established large colonies across the Americas, creating entities like New Spain that stretched from regions in Texas and Mexico all the way down to Panama, as well as the Viceroyalty of Peru, encompassing most of the western half of South America. The Spaniards exploded as a global superpower during this time and grew in economic dominance, military hegemony, and cultural expansion. The Old World had vanished off the map, making way for the next chapter of history, where many of the ancient civilizations of America are now a footnote from the past. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of history. We hope you found this glimpse into the unraveling of the Maya, Aztec, and Inca empires enlightening. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating journeys through ancient civilizations.